I gotta say, I really done myself this time. I was sitting here for a good 3 minutes thinking, shit, I need a title. And credit where credit's due, this is the only one that's gotten me to laugh out loud. So, I don't. I don't understand how I work my magic sometimes. I just thought, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Oh, I was trying to make like a fire joke. If I could call it like Blaine, something to do with Blaine, or like Fire and Flames or something, or like the Elite Fire instead of the Elite Four. I'm like, hey, that one was pretty good, but then I forgot about it. And I'm like, well, shit. Now we have title. Let's go slap my face into Blaine for an hour again. Okay. Whatever. I'm not topping my own goddamn title. We're so close to the end of our Pokemon adventure. I just want it to be over. I want Blaine to be done. I crit him. Woo. I'm so enthused, as you can tell. Like, ooh, yeah. So here's something fun. Magmar, every single time since I've leveled up enough, has stopped using Thunder Punch and will instead use Confuse Ray, so swapping out the Nacho is a bad idea. Let's try to bait out the Confuse Ray. Hi, Blaine. Let's try that again, shall we? Magcargo. Okay. Magcargo to hell. Good old mysterious black liquid with suds in it. It's got some fizz going on. Thank you. And then I accidentally used Sludge Bomb anyway. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this game. Maybe I'm the problem. Someone needs to take over for me because obviously I can't play this game. Oops. Whoa. I did it. It didn't even one-hit him. I'm so good at this video game. And then he gets the flamethrower off on me anyway. Yay. Whoa. And some people would say that's crass. Some people would say that's crude. I find it, meh, whatever. It's something. It's not anything to write home about, It's a shitty burp joke. Wow. What am I, fucking 2? There's a 2 in my age, yes. There's another number there. 12, obviously. So how do I want to handle Moltres? I don't remember. We just go back into our boy? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about fine. And just surf him. It's whatever. It's all the same. Not like it matters too much. And it's gone. I didn't even do half its HP with that. God damn. Sons of bitches are so big. Oh, if only I either had one and then he max potions. Oh, yeah, son. Oh, you feel that? That's a good feel. Thank you, Blaine. Thank you. Fuck you, Blaine. Get confused, and then I'm gonna throw fire at you and hope drugs can kill you to get the experience that he needs. Or is that a she? I don't actually know. I can tell Moltres doesn't have a gender, but I can't tell you what drugs' gender is, because I don't ever remember which drug symbol that is. They all bleed together in my memory banks. Alright, here we go. Okay, good. Hit him with a flamethrower. Do no damage. Good. Alright, fantastic. Whoa. And now I just need to keep banking on him hitting himself with confusion. Okay, just have that keep working, I guess. Alright, works for me. I just rolled a fucking 25% chance twice. And this won't even kill. Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was fearing a crit more so than anything because it didn't do enough to kill me. That wasn't even close. It didn't even do half my HP, so that'd be either damage numbers vary a stupid amount or this dude luck sacked my ass right through again. I would have been a little bit upset at that one. You can bet on that one, that's for fucking sure. Just hit him with a Confuse Ray, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's about all I expected. I can't beat Blaine! I can't do it! Every time I learn his 6 strats, I know what he's gonna do, and I counterplay it like I've done for all of the gyms. He does something different. Or I fuck up my menuing. That too, I guess. But that's besides the point. Swagger. Get him. Alright, Kix. Don't you be bad this time. Come on. I just need you to not get... Why does the Rapidash know hypnosis? I'm just more confused at that than anything. Now hit yourself, Rapidash. Come on. God damn it, Rapidash. Don't fuck with Blaine. Oh, jeez. This man is the biggest son of a bitch in town. Well, now he's almost dead. Confusion be damned. Smock punch him in the face. Alright, good. Mission accomplished. Woo. I did it. Yeah. Alright. Now get him with a swagger. He's gonna extreme speed. Yup. Just like always. And it kills. It does more damage than a stab flamethrower. Okay. Bullshit. Send in Yeetfairy first. Now we get the fucking shitty Toxic going on again. Those are my favorite. I think Fire's weak to Rock. What does Safeguard do? I don't even... you can't be crit, I think? I mean... Oh, and then we get the stat. Oh, yeah, baby. I think that's the you can't be crit move. Okay. Good for them. Sure. Take whatever you want, I guess. Fine. Luckily, I'm now faster, so take Ancient Power to the face over and over again, good sir. I can consistently get Blaine down to his last Pokemon, meaning this is the most effective place to train anyway, so... fuck it. I'm just gonna slam my face into this brick wall until it stops being a brick wall. So spirit, just hit by, should take a Toxic. Oh, that's what Safeguard does. Oh. Okay, well now I have zero chance of victory. It's the hard fucking zero on that one. Rip the dream. Hig's not gonna do it. Hig is kind of shitty in this gym for some reason. Get him? Honestly, Hig gets weaker and weaker the more we fail at this gym because his friendship's going down. So I'm gonna need to dedicate train Hig. Just to get his friendship back up. Because return does less damage if you keep being a jackass like I am. You know what, never mind. I was gonna say he would have died if I had Toxic'd him. But actually that's not the case, because one, Toxic doesn't proc on the turn that I die, and two, I didn't even get that second return off. How's it going, Tarkond? Yeah, Hound does have very low physical defense, but the problem is all of his Pokemon are 10 to 15 levels higher than me, so I've been just ramming my face into him because this is really good experience. It's like, I'm not gonna complain. I may hamp up on it, but like, dude, I've gained a lot of levels from this one. This is the optimal way to do it. It's a gym, it's a trainer, so you get that, like, trainer bonus. I'm not intentionally losing, but it's the fact that he's so much bigger than me. I'm like, I can always get him down to his last Pokemon, so I'm like, I'm killing 5 way above me-leveled Pokemon. This is a very good hack, yeah. I didn't know how I felt about it at first. It's like, I liked it at first, it kind of fell off, and now it's come back up for me. I'm not the biggest fan of crystals, so I think I'd prefer to, well, if I'm going to be entirely honest, I'd probably play Heart Gold or Soul Silver, because those are just my favorite Pokemon games, but that's just me. But this is definitely like an alternative experience from that, and I like this a lot for that, from that perspective at least. We got this dude down to a science, except for when he decides to not use Thunder Punch during this turn. See, sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. I know, but at the same time, this is a gym I haven't done, and I can always get him down to his last Pokemon. Plus, it's some method of progress, and if I do beat him, that'll mean every other gym gets better. The main reason I'm throwing myself at Blaine is just because Blaine's someone I haven't beaten yet. That's it. Oh, Nacho, why are you not faster than him? Oh, that's because you're like 10 levels lower than everything on his team. Oh boy. And Blaine has a Moltres too. That's a lot of experience. Oh yeah. Also, I mainly started fighting Blaine last episode thinking, oh, it's gonna be easy. It's just Blaine. I have a lot of cut-type coverage for him. It was never as easy as I could have ever believed. I'm having fun, and that's all that really matters. Even if I'm losing, as long as the game's being entertaining, I don't care. And sometimes he's stupid and uses agility on Moltres for some reason. When his wing attack would have killed me, maybe. You see, these are why I keep fighting Blaine. He randomly does different things. It's like, oh hey, I see on the first turn he sends in Magmar to use Thunder Punch on my Gyarados. Water, Flying, Thunder, 4 times effective. Really good move. Randomly, instead of doing that, he uses Confuse Ray instead. So when I swap out to take the electric hit on Nacho, I just get confused, and I'm like, why would you think to do this? Ugh. I don't understand. Sometimes Blaine is this genius who can like, alright, I know he's gonna swap out, and then I don't understand. So say the best moment I've ever had in this game was one earlier when I was fighting Professor Oak. Professor Oak has like five level 40s at the time or something like that. Maybe it was 30s. I think it was 40s. But at the time I had 5 Pokemon. One was fainted, one was at Death's Door, and they were all leveled like 20. And I won the fight. And in that fight, Professor Oak styled on me so hard. Because I don't remember the exact situation, but I think it was, I had Hig or someone out and I confused them. So then I was going to hit him like a normal type move. Maybe it was like drugs. You know what? Maybe it was drugs. I'll send in drugs just to, like, show it off. I hit him with Confuse Ray, and then I probably would have quick attacked him, which would have had on before Fire Spin, or something along the lines. He baton passes into a ghost type Pokemon to absorb the normal type hit. And then on that same turn, confusion has worn off because it had lasted for the maximum amount of time. And then my Pokemon fainted because it was an advantageous type matchup. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Oak styled on me so hard for a damned AI. And I mean, I won the fight, but dude, Oak, like, blew me out of the water with a hot baton pass play because Pokemon's, like, trainers in this game can't swap Pokemon. And he's like, well, that shit's not happening, son. I've only ever seen 2 Pokemon in this entire playthrough use baton pass, and only Oak has used it in a smart way. I think I'm actually gonna win this time, weirdly enough. Like, Drugs normally doesn't live through, like, 1 turn, so, alright. At least we have that going on. Woo. Okay, you see this Rapidash? This is like his worst. I hate this thing. It's worse than his Moltres. I hate the Rapidash. It's faster than everything, spams Flamethrower. It's not a fun time. So here we Confuse Ray, and then we just spam Dig because Drugs can't do anything. Also, if you're ever wondering why my naming scheme or my team is weird, I did like a dumb gimmick at the beginning of this playthrough. I had each person in chat pick 1 Pokemon. Didn't matter what it was. I let them pick it and nickname it, and the first 6 people to chime in would be my team. As you can see by the names, some of them went for something reasonable, and some of them named my Celebi Yeet Fairy. That is my least favorite person, and I know him! He's one of my friends. He showed up just to pick Celebi and then named it Yeet Fairy. He didn't even know if I could get Celebi. He picked it to be a spiteful son of a bitch, and I still got that Celebi. All of my Pokemon have some kind of a dumb nickname. The only one that's not, like, nicknamed by someone was Nacho, because I picked Nacho to grind up balls, who, of course, they picked Magikarp as my starter, so I had to grab something else to train him up. I caught Nacho, and then someone's like, dude, Gligar hype, I want you to keep that. I'm like, alright, that's cool. And then, so that's just his name. His name is Nacho now. Every nickname's got a story, but mine are definitely unique. Like Hig, that is not a safe for work name. You may think, oh, that's sort of like a noise. Yeah. The dude who picked Hig's name wanted to name him Higger. And I'm just like, okay, no. I'm gonna name him Hig. Of course, they also named the Magikarp Balls to be more spiteful. Everyone hates me, and I don't... Not quite sure. And then he's... What is up with the Safeguard Arcanine? You've never used Safeguard before. Why are you doing this, Blaine? You've never, ever used Safeguard before, and now he's spamming it first turn every time, and I can't poison him. He learns. He knows. And Hig's finally a high enough level to live a Flamethrower. Oh, yeah. And now he's not a high enough level to live 2 Flamethrowers, however, so down he goes. Fantastic. Well, I have my worst Pokemon or my worst Pokemon. To Safeguard block Confusion, I have no idea. Huh. Yeah, I picked Magikarp. Or they picked Magikarp because he's just like, oh, well, obviously. He didn't give me a reason. Yeah, honestly, Magikarp's not that bad of a starter, in all honesty. You just gotta either get yourself an XP share or swap trade him. I had to swap trade him, of course, because I'm not allowed to have anything nice happen. But And yeah, the first 2 episodes of this series were let's train up Balls to not make him balls. And there's the max potion. Great. Come on, actually get the stat up. God damn it, Celebi, you son of a bitch. If I had to pick, like, the starter that I personally picked when I booted this up just to see if it worked was Voltorb, because that was my favorite amongst the bunch. And it also wasn't Eevee, but it's just because that's too basic. Well, if I remember correctly, this one hits him or something. No, okay, I was right, I was at half HP. Let's hope I can cheese him, shall we? Because he's a max potion using cheeky son of a bitch. He's throwing his money into this fight. You see, the key to this Blaine fight is every time I fight him, he uses another max potion. He's gonna run out of those or money at some time, is what I'd like to say, if that's how that worked. Let's go fight a different gym. That is a good point, however. Who do I want to tag out? I need to be able to train up Hig. He's fallen really far behind, and the only reason you're so high up is because I gave you that. So you know what? Actually, no, I can't give that to you. You know what? My worst Pokemon's getting it. Kix, I love you, like, conceptually, but why do you never learn any moves? I know I can re-challenge gyms. That's what I'm going to do right now. Just gonna go fight, I don't know. I was just gonna go somewhere and then, like, hope it worked out. Because I don't actually know Crystal that well. Like, I know Heart Gold is the one that I played, and I've never played the originals. And I've never played Gen 1. So, this has for the most part been a blind playthrough. I've had to look up where to get Fly and I think Strength, and that's about it. Because despite the fact that I've played Generation 2, technically, it was definitely not with these graphics, and it's been more than 5 years. This has been an experience and a half. Put it that way. Oh, boy. Gen 2 is the best if you play the Gen 4 remake, in my opinion. That one's so good. Like, I grew up with Generation 3. I was the Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald kid. Howdy, Life Papyrus, how you going? But yeah, I was the Generation 3 kid. I grew up with those. And even I'm like, damn. Like, the Generation 4... Like, Generation 4 is my least favorite gen, because I thought it was a little bit slow and clunky. But the Gen 2 remakes? Holy shit. And yes, I like Nuzlocke, I'm just bad at them, because I've actually tried to stream a couple of them. Every single time I've ever done a Nuzlocke, it's gone badly. And typically, I don't usually play the same game every time, so we're at 10 badges, I think, right? I need to check either way. So, yeah, way back in the day before I started recording, okay, so that's 6, yeah, I'm at 10 badges. Way back in the day, randomized Pokemon Red. Oh, cool. Thank you, Life Papyrus, for following. I'm currently thinking about how I'm gonna handle this man right now. Oh boy. I think I got another one. Yada yada yada. Let's go just get stomped. I don't know how you'd plan on doing that, and also I don't have any game plans for play. Well, the problem for me is I upload all these to YouTube as like a halfway, like, Let's Play kind of thing, just as like a playthrough. It's effectively just a Twitch highlight channel. I mean, yeah, you can if you want. The only way you'd be able to get in contact with me, because I'm trying to think of any way that I don't have social media. There's a Discord down in the description if you wanted to send me something. That'll work. I may check out some Pokemon Red randomizer Nuzlocke. Sure, I mean, I could check that out a little bit. It may not be a main thing I play because Generation 1's never been my specialty, but I'll give it a play or two. It seems like a fun time. I'm not going to turn down, and I'm not going to say no to someone who's clearly put some effort in. Oh, boy. So apparently it can handle an execute. Good to know. And now he's gonna faint again, so all that friendship's just gonna go straight in the tub. But, well, that's just too damn bad. Maybe I'm faster. I don't know what I expected. He's actually only in the 40s. Wait, no. Twitch? Oh, that's right. I forgot Twitch Expect has a thing like that. How do I want to handle How do I want to handle an Alakazam? What is an Alakazam even weak to? I think Dark? And Hig was my only... I have Bite. I'm a genius. Honestly, I'm just kind of saying, like, oh man, friendship's only becoming a problem because I threw my face into Blaine so many times. I could of course the Alakazam knows Thunder Punch. I forgot! His Abra knew Thunder Punch for some reason. Why did I forget that? Of course. Alakazam. The psychic, like brain power knows Thunder Punch. Of course. Not Thunderbolt, not Thunder, not even like Shockwave or something. Whatever that move's called. I think that's Gen 3, but... Or just Thunder Punch. Yeah, that's a good idea. Now, time to send in my worst Pokemon. Oh, this is just gonna go fantastic. Yeah, oh, that's actually not that effective. You're full of shit, Tarkon. I could do a Crystal Clear Nuzlocke. Actually, I was thinking about that, Life Virus. Most of the playthroughs I do for games have some kind of a challenge, or I'll play on the hardest difficulty, or at least a harder difficulty. And I was thinking about doing a... Why does he have a Growlithe and not a... Whatever. I was thinking about doing a Nuzlocke for this game, but instead I decided to do something a little bit more unique, because everyone does Nuzlocks. Instead, this time I had everyone in the audience, the first 6 people to show up, could each pick one Pokemon and then nickname it. And then those 6 Pokemon I had to use. So it's kind of like the general, at least baseline concept of a Nuzlocke, but at the same time it's not me just losing halfway through a playthrough and I just go, fuck. Because every single time I've done a Nuzlocke, I've just slammed that shit right into the dirt. Not even 2 gyms in. It doesn't matter, even if it's the games that I know, because Gen 1 and 2 and anything beyond 5, even 5 and 4, I don't know. I played Gen 3 Nuzlocke, and I still just tanked it. Oh, it was a masterpiece for how bad I fucked that one up. There's at least that value, but it's not the most fun when you have to fucking end the series 2 episodes in. Hi guys, welcome to Nuzlocke episode 1, and we lost. Sorry there's not going to be an episode 2, which is why I went through this route. And that's why a lot of my Pokemon have the shitty nicknames. Like this one. Don't ever name your Celebi this. I guess it's part of my problem when it comes to Pokemon. I get too involved in chat and trying to talk. I just put all this in the background. When I play a Nuzlocke, it's I need to actually pay attention, and I don't find that as fun, particularly. I just kind of enjoy interacting with chat and running my mouth for an hour plus. But, oh, that's all fun and dandy. Okay, so a Nuzlocke is a self-imposed challenge for Pokemon, where there's a lot of different rules and variations, but there's 3 iron set rules. 1, you have to nickname every single one of your Pokemon. Pretty reasonable. The reason for that is so you grow an emotional attachment and you feel worse when they die. 2, the first Pokemon you find on every single route, whether it be cave, town, route, the first one you find is the only Pokemon you can catch. If you faint it, if it runs away, doesn't matter, you can't catch anymore. If you catch it, fine. Some people also put a duplication clause to where they cannot catch duplicate Pokemons. And the third one, the one that actually defines it, if a Pokemon faints, it's dead. You have to release it or huck it in a box that says dead. You cannot use it anymore. So you have limited access to new Pokemon. They die if they fall, and you've nicknamed all of them, so they're all your little fuzzy friends, and now you're watching them fall by the wayside, as now they're just a body on the ground. I was holding something, and I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. I, of course, am a masochist, and decided to, whenever I play, decide to actually do the additional challenges. Of course, put the game to set and not swap, but I do that for every game, so as to where, like, when the next trainer's gonna be, like, sending in their next Pokemon, I can't swap out for free. That's just dumb. Even in base games, I don't do that like this. And the other one is I couldn't use items in battle, because I also do that for just main playthroughs, because otherwise, if you want to break a Nuzlocke, you bring a shit ton of healing items, and you bring a bunch of, like, the X accuracies and those kind of items, because they're really fucking good for Nuzlockes. Nuzlocke kind of changes the balance of how things go down for the most part. Like, X accuracy and X attack moves, dire hits, I guess, whatever, become a lot better because you can actually have a lot more type coverage without having to dedicate a move to buffing yourself when you have a limited team. So let's say you only have 4 Pokemon, and all of them are, like, about the same type. They can't learn as many moves. You just give them as many variety moves as you can, because 4, with all 4 of their moves being different types, that's a lot of type coverage, but then you have no buffs, you have no status conditions, not conflictions. Actually, status confliction is at least close, but yeah, there's a lot of problems, which is why those are really good in those. People who actually all the time stream Nuzlockes start breaking these games. And then they add more rules. You can't use Pokemon centers. You can't use a shop more than once, etc., etc. You have to, like... there's also the one that's also really popular, is you cannot over-level your Pokemon. As to where whatever your next gym leader is gonna be, let's say it's like Brock, and he has like a level 30 Pokemon, yada yada yada. You cannot get a Pokemon above level 30. You can enter the fight with a level 30 and then have it level up in the fight, but you cannot enter the fight with a level 31 Pokemon, for example. And there's a lot more self-imposed rules people would add to a Nuzlocke. If you want to see something crazy, go look up one of the really good dudes who are doing that. I couldn't tell you who they are, because I don't really know, but I know they exist, probably. I've seen 1 or 2 of them, they're kind of neat, but I personally go more for the person doing the Nuzlocke, rather than the actual skill at the Nuzlocke. So, I mean, I guess there's some value to me doing a Nuzlocke, even though my Nuzlocks are, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Nuzlocke, and it's 5 minutes long. And it's just... Nuzlocke is a thing for people who really like the Pokemon games but find them too easy. Typically, those first 3 rules are enough, you know? If you just go through a gameplay and you just have a restriction on who you can catch and your Pokemon can die, it makes the game a lot harder. And that's a lot more fun for a lot of people, me included. Where in this one, I'm playing a game, effectively, so this is almost blind, plus I let the audience choose my Pokemon. Which is why I have not even standard Pokemon. Like, I don't even have a starter. Wait a minute. I need to go grab my Gyarados again. Oy. Alright. We're actually getting close enough to being able to handle the Elite Four again. Maybe. Or maybe I won't get swept by the one dude with a Tauros spamming strength. He's my favorite. I sure do love him. Thank you for this. How many people knew strength, that really shitty HM you never actually bring into combat, can make enemies flinch? I didn't know that until I finally had a Pokemon who could live through one of the strengths. And of course it flinched. Fuck! What do you mean Gyarados is useless in Gen 2? I mean, unless you count the red Gyarados. I mean, that definitely puts a damper on things. Okay, Hig is currently really underleveled, and my terribly named Pokemon, Celebi, Celebate over here, is getting overleveled. So, I need to get Kix XP though, son of a bitch. The problem is there's no good way for me to grind up Hig and get his, I guess, just give him the XP share, but oh my god, like, Kix doesn't learn anything good. I need him to not know his garbage moves. He's useless. At least Hig has something. I don't know. Okay, well, okay, my Gyarados is actually really good. If for no other reason than... Wait, where is it? How do I see that? Is it stats? Yeah, it's stats, okay. Gen 2's confusing me. If you see his moves, Surf, HM obviously, then you know Swagger for confusion, Zap Cannon for the paralysis, and then Bite for the flinch to just be the absolute cheese master. This dude's not here for damage, this dude's for CC to death. Oh, does he not do a whole lot of damage? Don't worry about it, I'll give a moveset that makes him work. Any Pokemon has the potential if they can learn good moves. A lot of the time, it's more important to what they can learn rather than what they have. All of my Pokemon have something that's, like, unique. Like, this is a Rest Sleep Talk Pokemon, not just like the tank. He's not been doing that very well because he's under-leveled. But if he was caught up leveled wide, he'd be the tank. He's just a Rest Sleep Talk. Plus, in Gen 2, if you Sleep Talk into Rest, you just heal again. Despite the fact that's not how that should work. It does in this generation, apparently. So it's stupidly good. And then we got good old Kix over here. The only move he's learned is one I had to give him, which is also Swagger, because it's amazing. And we got, you know, Hig over here, who has Toxic. He's kind of the weakest when it comes to that, but he's also got Pursuit, I guess. Honestly, Hig is just kind of my heavy hitter. He just comes in and just return and just slams a dude into the dirt in one hit. And we have Celebi over here. Toxic, Ancient Power, and then, like, type coverage out the wazoo. He's, like, the special attacker. And Drugs for Confuse Ray, Fire Spin, and Dig shenanigans. I mean, Fire Spin's garbage, but it makes me happy, and that's why I have it. Don't do what I'm doing with Drugs. Drugs is entirely I like Fire Spin. It's a really, really bad move, unless you're in Gen 1, but I mean, you know, whatever. Let's just, let's go slam my face into this iron wall. Fun fact, this is the easiest gym leader in the entire game. Because when I fought her, when I had 3, maybe 4 badges, maybe 2 to 4 badges, she had 1 Pokemon, and it was only the Steelix. And it was like level 15. And I hit it like twice and it died. And I'm just like, alright. Good gym. Good gym. Fantastic. Oh boy. And yeah, Snorlax is definitely one of the heaviest hitters. Snorlax has always been like an above average, it's just been a good Pokemon. It's never been like absolutely amazing unless you're talking about the really early gens, like this generation. Oh yes, Generation 2 in particular. And Generation 1 and 2, he's a fucking monster. And I think even in Gen 3 a little bit if you want to. Why do you have a Blastoise? Hello, can we stop this for a second? What? No, that's fine. No, that's okay. Also, again, can we talk about how only Blaine has the Pokemon that are in the 50s for some reason, and not in the low 40s? He has the mid to high 50s. Thanks, Blaine. Yeah, Gen 2 Snorlax is ridiculous. That is not at all what I was having as a game plan. I'm trying to remember others. Like, of course, I mean, there's just obviously Mewtwo. Mewtwo was so stupidly broken in Gen 1 and maybe Gen 2. The counter to Mewtwo was send in your own Mewtwo and hope it's better. It's also like Gengar and Alakazam, who were monsters, especially in Gen 1, when there wasn't that special split. Special attackers were just the beefiest dudes. They were great. I don't know Gen 2 nearly as much as I know Gen 1, which is weird because, again, I haven't played Gen 1. I just weirdly know a lot about, like, how good Pokemon are, and I don't know where I got this information. It's just kind of happened at me. Things just showed up, and I'm like, alright, that's kind of a neat little tidbit, and it's just slowly accrued into this walking mass of Pokemon information that I am now. I know Gen 3, well, no, I don't think I know Gen 3's online all that well. I kind of know, it kind of starts getting blurry for me at that point. Like, I know Slacking is amazing, in my opinion. I don't know about actually. It's like, Slacking is one of those Pokemon where it's like, I mean, it's gonna hit harder than pretty much anything that's not like a Mega Evolved Legendary, but you can play around it just so easily. Do you have a Pokemon with Protect? If so, you've already won. If not, and you don't have, like, Dig, Fly, anything of the sort, I mean... oh, Slacking. Slacking's one of my favorite Pokemons, but, oh, man. Is it not that good? Steelix is pretty alright. The only problem with... well, now that there's Mega Steelix, it's a lot better. But a lot of the dedicated tanks have had a harder time. I don't know how it was back in the day. I wasn't... That's not one of the Pokemon I've picked up about. I know nowadays it's okay, but the fact that it's pure steel, right? The fact that it's pure steel makes it too weak to a lot of really commonly used types, like, really just fire. Fire's fucking everywhere. Everyone's a fire type, because a lot of the really broken ones, like, I could just think of, like, Mega Blaziken, Groudon, and that's it. You don't need any more. And most things can just learn fire moves. Everyone's got a fire thing. So, Steel has a harder time, but other than that, like, Steel is a really, really good typing. Like, I saw a video that was, like, just based on numbers alone, not Pokemon, even not, like, without factoring in Pokemon, like, what is the best, generally, types and worst types in the game? Like, categorized. Like, what are some of the better or some of the worst ones? The worst one is kind of obvious. The worst Pokemon type, again, not counting Pokemon or anything, like, you can have a top tier, like, of this type, but it's just as the type itself, Ice type is the weakest. Because what does Ice type get you? It's a really tanky type. If you're an Ice type, you're usually going to be someone with some pretty good bulk. Alright, that's pretty nice. It's got some okay moves, nothing great, like, Blizzard's alright, and I can't think of anything else. And then you're like, okay, maybe it doesn't have good moves, but it has, like, good bulk. Alright, fine. That's a fine typing. Well, what are its resistances? It resists ice. Alright, that's good. And that's it. Well, what's it weak to? Like 18 different things. If you get ice type, what do you get? A resistance to ice. You also lose everything, including your life. Oops. The bulky type is weak to everything and resists like nothing. I don't know who did this. And counter, like... oppositely, the one who has that same general concept but actually has resistances is Steel type, who's considered, like, one of the best. It has pretty alright moves. Again, a lot more focused on defense rather than, like... It's not so much as, like, oomphy in the move department quite as much, but it has that, like, bulky baseline. And then it also has resistances, and I think it's just immune to poison or something like that. I don't remember. Which sucks! In my opinion, because Ice is, like, I think my third favorite type, and would be my #1 favorite type if Ice types weren't usually really rare and really just kind of shit. The whole purpose of Ice back in the day was, are you good at killing dragons? If the answer is yes, you're not that bad. Which is why Ice is kind of stuck around. But now that Fairy exists, and Fairy is now one of the, like, crazy good ones, because it just counters Dragon. Generation 1, are you Psychic? Yes, you're broken. Generation 2, are you Dragon? Actually, Generation 2 through up to until Fairy is introduced, are you Dragon? Yes, you're probably broken. And then now I guess it's a little bit more balanced, but I think... my knowledge just starts falling off around this point. Like, once Fairy gets introduced, I think Fairy's one of the really big heavy hitters, but I'm not certain about that. Don't actually... oh, man, my memory starts falling off around this point. It's been too long. A lot of the people I was subscribed to for sick Pokemon information, I don't watch too much anymore, mainly just because, I don't know, my interests have changed. I stopped playing a lot of the Pokemon games because Gen 5 is around my last one. I kept following up with it a little bit, but then, you know. I mainly saw that, like, Gyarados' typing was actually specifically made, 1, because it was Generation 1, so Dragon didn't exist, and 2, wait, was it Gen... no, that was Gen 1, that's Magikarp, and Dragon didn't exist in Gen 1, and if it was a dragon, it'd be Water Dragon, which some Pokemon have changed types. Apparently they actually did. I don't remember where I heard this. This may not be legit. This is like anecdotal evidence. Don't quote me on this and don't take this one to heart. I think they had planned on making him a dragon, but if he was a dragon, he was going to be Water Dragon. And that would have been one of the most broken typings in the entire game. Because, I think Dragon resists just like most things. Oh, I need the type sheet in front of me. Pretty much he like becomes infinitely tankier, which now his biggest problem is stealth rocks and electricity just chunk through him. But if he was Water Dragon, what would his counter be? Other dragon type moves and ice, and that's like it. Because I think Dragon resists electric. And maybe grass. I don't know about that. Oh, it's kind of... Oh, man, it's getting really hard to prove a point and what I'm thinking of, because I'm trying so fucking hard to remember what's weak to what types. It's been so long. Not even just for me knowing a lot about Pokemon, but since I last played a Pokemon game, because this on screen, it's been a long fucking time. I never remember the typings. Some Pokemon, I'm just like, what is this weak to? I have no fucking idea. Yeah, Gyarados is flying just because I guess they just gave him something else. I guess this is that same anecdotal evidence, but I think it was, like, Water and Dragon, like, its resistances falls to, like, two types. And back in those days, all of the Dragon moves were absolute shit. So it would, like, be just Ice, and we've talked about Ice's problems. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna use Blizzard or maybe Ice Beam. And that's, like, it. Because this is Gen 2. I think maybe, like, Ice Punch or Ice Fang if those existed, but I don't think they did, so... Ugh. And how many Ice types were actually good back in these days? I could not tell you one. Because I don't know what Ice types existed in Generation 1 and 2, because I don't remember. I could tell you if, like, further on, I could tell you, like, general Ice types, but I don't know when they came in, and... I'm not very good at proving my point now, am I? Well, take all this with, like, a big-ass, like, gallon of salt, because, like I said, my memory's failing. I understand the general gist of it, but I'm not someone who's very good at proving the things, because I don't remember all that well. Oh, well. I need to work on that, don't I? Well, maybe it's also because it's a game series I don't know a whole lot about. Well, no, it's because Gyarados would be... You might be kind of right about that if for no other reason than, like, stats, but his pathetic... That would make him more of a tank, like what I have him as. Like, if you just got rid of his weakness, like, crazy weakness to electric and rock, and I think, like... Again, I don't know if it's Dragon resists grass, but it trades in a lot of his weaknesses, like a crazy amount of his weaknesses. So Gyarados becomes an absolute monster of a tank at that point. You teach him Swagger, and I taught him Zap Cannon just because it's type coverage and Paralyze confirmation, and then Bite or Crunch. I think Crunch would work. And then you could teach him some kind of a physical move or something. Yeah. I think you're right about Dragon moves being all special, same with Water in this generation. I think where he'd really hit his stride would be Gen 3. Like, he'd be a pretty meaty tank in this generation, but if Dragon, Water, Gyarados existed and it came into Gen 3 where that split started happening, then you've got the best Pokemon in ever. He's just going nuts on everyone at that point. All of a sudden, the really tanky Pokemon is all of a sudden hitting like twice as hard. Oops, when did we let this happen? My bad. Man, Gen 3 had a lot of balancing problems, though. Like, how Blaziken is just fundamentally the best starter from that game. Not even analyzing, like... If Gen 3 didn't have the split here, you're right. Shit. Oh, wait a minute, that kills that point dead in the fucking water. Well, whatever. Okay, maybe I'm, like, dead wrong. Oi. Dude, fucking Reign of Aquarius down here. This dude, like, looked all this shit up and just unloaded facts on us. He's right. I forgot Delibird existed. And Pylos. Dude, I fucking love Piloswine and Sneasel. How did I forget? Dugong's pretty good too. He also listed Lapras twice. And I don't remember Lapras being an ice type. But maybe it is ice. I don't remember. I remember Lapras being pure water. Huh. Maybe my memory's getting fucky on that one, but... Okay, well maybe... At least my point still stands. He'd be a really good tank, I guess. I don't know, Gen 4 then. But, I mean, at that point, then you start getting overloaded with... Everyone has a legendary that's really good at everything. So, legendaries and pseudo-legendaries start taking over, like... Salamence, like Tyranitar, Metagross, those kind of Pokemon, you know? Like, that's when they start hitting their stride. It's like, yeah. Dude, I'm not for double fun, Lapras. Man. I wish ice types were better. I so wish it, because Piloswine evolving that bad boy into Mamoswine and giving me a Weavile, holy shit, it's just so good. Oh! You're right with Cloyster, you're totally right. And yeah, I guess Lapras would be Ice Water. Like, as I've been proven time and time again, I'm not exactly good at remembering these things, so... Please stop making me talk about Pokemon types, I'm so bad at this. I don't know what's going on here. Lapras is Lapras, and I think they were talking about themselves, Tarkon, but... Stop questioning my Pokemon knowledge. My memory is just fading. I'm a damned senile old man. I'm like 75 years old and you're asking me about the ancient days. It's been more than 5 years, man. Oh, I'm good at the general stuff, but man, when you start grinding me and grilling me on specifics, I'll get a point out there. The point will probably not be right. I don't know if that's something you should be proud of. I'm good at talking. None of what I'm talking matters or is important or is even right, but goddamn if I'm not good at talking. I guess I'm fit for this kind of an entertainment industry, ain't it? Hey! Dude, Cloyster is the definition of a sex joke. That's just all Cloyster is. There's, of course, the standard joke that everyone brings up of the... I think it was in Gen 3, the couple that has an Onix and a Cloyster, and those are its two Pokemon. I'm just like, well, that's just fucking obvious. God damn it. Nintendo, I see what you're doing here. I don't ever know if that was faked. I never saw someone actually doing that fight, and I don't remember running into it myself, but it's been so long for Gen 3, so it might have been legit. But all I ever saw were screenshots. That could have been faked, but at the same time, I could see some dude who was making this, like, some, like, intern just randomly just slip that in there. Like, he made some junk trainers, like, this is great. Ha ha! I'm dying. Oh, I'm having too much fun. Someone call a doctor. Oh, Miss Drevis. No, Miss Magius doesn't exist yet. Miss Drevis gets okay once you get Miss Magius, but not yet. I personally really like Miss Drevis, if for no other reason than Pokemon Colosseum, where you had to get Miss Drevis, as it was the only Pokemon that was a ghost type in Colosseum, but I don't know, Miss Drevis doesn't really have a whole lot of other redeeming qualities other than she's got a really neat design, and I like it a lot, but confound you, Miss Drevis, for not being actually all that great. You know what, now that I think about it, my type of Pokemon that I enjoy is pretty different than what I would consider most people. Mine is just kind of based on personal experience and all that kind of general nonsense. Like, well, I guess that's everyone, so I guess I can't exactly bring that up as a point, because that's actually just everyone. Wow, I like something based on personal experience. I'm an asshole. But I like Miss Drevis because Colosseum... I don't know where I was going with this. I'm just kind of talking. I thought I had a point, then I'm like, wait, no, I'm a dipshit. Now I've lost that point, so it's gone now. That's just gone. Oops. Time to go fight more random old people in a dark cave. People would start asking questions if this wasn't the Pokemon world. Why are a bunch of random old people hanging out in a dark cave and they're supposedly calling themselves sages and whatever the ladies call themselves, because I don't have their name in front of me and I'm forgetting, and they're supposedly talking about ghosts. People would start being concerned. In fact, I'm concerned. Why is it all old dudes? Why can't we have some... Are you telling me there wouldn't be some kid who's really weird on the playground who's like, dude, fuck yeah, ghosts. And then no one wants to be friends with him because he's the creepy kid who likes ghosts, and then he ostracizes himself, and that's how you get people like shit like the Hex Maniac that causes problems. I have not actually played those games, but isn't that like Guzma's whole thing? Didn't he just like bug-type Pokemon and that was it? I'd have no idea, though. I know nothing about that game. I just thought I heard about that once. Guzma is, weirdly enough, one of my favorite villains in the whole series, despite the fact that I've never played that game. Just for the fact that it brings it back to the old Team Rocket style of, we're just like a bunch of thugs. We're just like an actual gang, and that's kind of it. I don't even know what Guzma's plan was, other than the fact that he's just some fuckboy who uses bugs and who got a gang going. I don't know anything about it, but I like him. Damn it, he's got some gumption, and I feel it. Why do only Misdreavuses use Curse or Pain Split? Why is this their only game plan? I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, you're totally right, Tarkon. Misdreavus does have a good move pool. Only Pain Split. I know it also learns, like, Perish Song, probably. That seems like the kind of thing Misdreavus would be into. Man, remember when this was supposed to be an actual gym that scales to the amount of badges I have? Apparently it's scaling to just about how much I can use Pain Split. And that's it. I'm just mind off talking about fucking Pokemon, and Drugs is coasting through everything right now. Parasect's alright. I don't have any strong feelings this way or that way about Parasect. I mean, I like the whole concept of it. It's horrifying, of a mushroom that has taken over a crab. That is rad as shit, but I don't have any strong feelings about Parasect other than just that, you know? It's kind of just one of those Pokemon that's like, yeah, it exists. It's pretty cool. At least it's not one of the Pokemon that I have a tendency to forget. What was that, Spore? Oh, that does not sound like fun. But at the same time, I think Parasect has... Would Parasect be a good Pokemon? I don't remember Grass being that good in Gen 2. Well, I remember seeing a video on, like, unique Pokemon-type moves, and if I remember correctly, the Alakazam Family Lion one has, like, a move called Kinesis or some shit like that, where it's just them bending a spoon, and isn't it, like... It's apparently like such a bad move. I think it like lowers some stat on the enemy, and I don't even know if it's like 100% accurate. I think I was watching one of those stupid clickbait top 10 videos, like top 10 worst unique moves, and you know that's actually a pretty neat concept. I'd watch that. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown the term clickbait, because not everyone who makes top 10s does that. But I'm rambling now. But yeah. Yeah, I remember the Alakazam line eventually gets a unique move, and it's just one of the shittiest moves you could possibly put on a Pokemon. And it's not like one of those moves where it's like, it goes from like Bubble, Beam, like Hydro Pump, you know, where there's just an obvious like next tier and they have to like pace out the skill. No, it's just like some bad move. I don't even remember the specifics of it. I guess it kind of dulls the point when I don't even remember what the move does, other than it's bad. That's its description. What does it do? Oh, fuck if I know. I guess that's why it is bad. It doesn't do anything. It's Splash all over again. Oh! Are we finally done with this gym now? They're mediums. That's what they're called. So they're sages and mediums. Okay. Well, good for them, you know? Whatever makes them happy. Retirement's probably really hard in the Pokemon world. My favorite Pokemon's Jolteon, and that's just because I liked it as a kid. I don't think I have a spread of favorite Pokemon after that, other than, like, my top 10, but my top 10's probably bigger than, like, 10. Ones that I absolutely love, I love the Reggies. I've in previous episodes of this gone on like 20 to 30 minute rants about how I don't like how they use legendaries nowadays and why the Reggies are the greatest legendaries in existence. A fact. And anyone who disagrees, well, they're denying fact at that point, and I can't talk to them anymore because my objective opinion is a factual statement. You can't disprove it. But other ones I really like are Rayquaza, just because that was the first legendary I ever caught. Weirdly enough, I did not catch Kyogre because I was a shit kid. And then I caught Rayquaza, I'm like, this is great. And I loved it ever since. And then obviously the Reggies. I don't want to get into that now, or else this is going to be a much longer video than it ever needed to be. Mainly, the whole gist of that point is the fact that it was an actual legend, that you had to solve a puzzle, and no one really knows if they actually exist. Like, you had to actually fucking solve a puzzle. And this is back in the days when you were talking to kids on the playground. And so you'd pass information back and forth, and that would be one of those kind of legends where it's like, have Wailmer, and have, like, I think it was like Spheal or something, as your first and last Pokemon. It's like, that's the kind of shit you'd hear at, like, back when it's like, oh, you can unlock Sonic in Smash Bros. Or, oh, you can play as Luigi in Mario 64, that kind of shit. But then that's actually real? And I'm just like, what the fuck? If this one's real, maybe more of them is real. And then my young mind was forever let down, but the hope never died. I still believe to this day in these random off-the-wall batshit Easter eggs in games, and I've loved them ever since. Here's my personal flavor of Reggies. Like, I remember, like, the fact that you also had to learn Braille, that just made it even more of, like, this, what's going on right now? And the instruction manual had, like, a Braille translation, but I didn't know about that, so, oh, that was back in the day when, like, internet wasn't good. Oh, I'm getting impassioned again. Oh, oh, the Reggies. Stop using Confuse Ray. I'm not paying attention. This is what happens when you get me too heated. I need to end this episode soon anyway, but fuck it. We'll fight this gym leader, then we'll be done for today. It's too hot, and I'm starting to sweat, and it's gonna get bad. Not so much from your guys' perspective, but I don't like being weird, sweaty, and sticky. It's gross. I can't turn my fan on anymore, else you just hear this. Now, no one likes that. I have to have that pointed at my feet. Because let me tell you right now, if I was trying full force to make myself not deal with this, why is it so hot, it's technically autumn weather, you'd just be hearing wind half the time, and no one likes wind. Except for if they do, but I don't know why they'd like hearing that when they're trying to hear me talk about stupid nonsense for an hour. Back on the topic of Pokemon. There's fucking Perish Song! I knew it! Also, that move looked really cool. Man, that's one thing the old generations had. Some of these animations were so fucking cool. Like, that one went over the text boxes, because you know that shit's real intense. This Pokemon will die in 3 turns. Oh, I loved Misdreavus for knowing Perish Song way back in the Coliseum days, because that could work on 2 Pokemon. And so you'd get them down to their last 2 Pokemon, pop Perish Song, like, alright, fucker, I'm out. And then you just swap out and start stalling. Those are the days. I'm trying to think of other Pokemon I really like. Like, for me, I think my top 5 are just every single Reggie, Gigas, Rayquaza, and Jolteon. That's 6. See what I mean? I have no idea what some of my favorite Pokemon are, other than the obvious ones. Like, I like Blaziken. I don't ever like admitting that, because Blaziken's some meta shitter Pokemon, and I always feel like people are judging me subconsciously for saying something like that. Oh yeah, my favorite Pokemon is Mega Rayquaza. And that's it, because it technically has the best stat. Fuck you. I mean, damn it, I like him because he's a big, long, green lizard that patrols the skies and kicks the shit out of other legendaries. That's cool. Now, what else can I think of? I really like most poison types, like Muck, Garbodor, Gulpin. All of those kind I really like. Gulpin in particular is my favorite. Quagsire I can think of for this generation Pokemon I've seen just in this game. Thank you, Tarkon, for following. You kind of spooked me for a second because I was lost in thought. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I don't know if I should be admitting to that. Oh well, oopsie daisy. I'm not paying attention at all to what's going on screen. Maybe I should start doing that because I'm kind of losing, but, well, we'll coast through anyway because I have a really solid team, weirdly enough, despite the fact that the audience picked this. Okay, what others can I think of? Just from this generation or future generations. Mamoswine is one of the ones that are most ice types, too. I really like most ice types. Gengar's okay. I like Haunter a lot more than Gengar. Like, Gengar's still, like, above average, but he's definitely not in, like, my favorites. Haunter I like more. Haunter's great. How's it going, Hugo? Fuck it. But if we're talking about, like, how actually good a Pokemon is, Haunter's amazing, but if we're talking, like, how much I like a Pokemon, he's okay. Honestly, back in, like, the Gen 1 days, Haunter, or, like, Gengar was one of, like, the tippity top tier, but that's, like, a weird Gen 1 meta. I don't know why anyone would care. But people are crazy and they'll play anything online, or, like, competitively. I dropped a card. Oh, no. Hey, we did it. I have room to improve. Dude, I have kicked this dude's ass 4 times now. I think he has a lot more room to improve, and this stream's gone on longer than I was intending. Mainly because it's taking too long. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say before I ended it. Pokemon's shit, obviously. I think that goes without saying. Fuck the Elite Four, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of more, like, slapdash derogatory terms to throw around at my audience to make them hate me, but it's just not coming to me. I don't know, all your favorite Pokemon are shit? I don't know, man. I don't know why this is the joke I'm trying to make. I kind of thought I could come up with something, but no, that shit didn't happen. Anyway, what did we even accomplish in this video other than more grinding and throwing my face at random gym leaders? We're finally above 45. Alright, mission accomplished. We only just need, 10 more. Oh my god, I've spent like 6 episodes just grinding. This is the one problem with Crystal Clear. Why does the Elite Four have to be such a big fucking jump? Oh, jeez. But, other than that, I mean, I like this. So, on that note, I hope you all have enjoyed. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and peace.